Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the show. I'm Dave, and this is Peacemaker Cards. As I've said before, I finally completed my 1970 Cincinnati Reds team set run, and I'm going to show that off here for today. Got them all in a nice binder. I always put the Reds team card first. I don't know why, but just something I'd like to do. So here's the first page, 70. We got a couple of league leaders cards and got a few cards that I have graded. Said I got the Clay Carroll. He goes in my Reds Hall of Fame collection, so I needed to get a graded card of Clay Carroll. So this is what I got for him. See, we have first appearance for Sparky Anderson. He was not in a Reds uniform, but Reds team with the Reds team. Got Tony Perez right here. See, good page here with the Pete Rose All-Star. And of course, I'm going to show off my Johnny Bench cards. There's his All-Star card. And for Pete Rose, here's Pete Rose. I got an old beat up Johnny Bench from my childhood cards, but I improved it with the 1970 PSA 6. Got that at the National this year. And the Reds rookie, which was the last card I needed to complete the decade. Here's Dave Concepcion's rookie card. It's real nice. I might get that graded one day. And got the Lee May card. It's in a PSA 8. Interesting thing about this card, got it on eBay, but the guy had a PSA 7 and a PSA 8, but he labeled them both as PSA 7s. So I got a real good deal on this card. Got it for a PSA 7 price, and these 71 cards are real tough to get high grades on because of the black borders. And we got the Johnny Bench and Tony Perez home run and RBI leaders, and Wayne Simpson with the ERA leaders. It's a good looking Pete Rose card. I included all the playoff cards in here and World Series cards. Now, even though the Reds didn't win the World Series this year, I still included them. There's an old Johnny Bench card from my childhood and my new one that I picked up. It's the World Series cards. They lost to the Orioles that year. Got a Brooks Robinson. There's Frank Robinson there. Johnny Bench catching a couple times. And of course, the Orioles winning it. But we'll forget about that for right now. Let's see, a whole bunch of nobody big in this page. Got Bernie Carbo with a rookie cup. My 71 Tony Perez. And we go to 72 with Tony there. Rookie card of Lee May. And 72 Don Gullett for my Reds Hall of Fame collection. Don Gullett never took any good pictures for his cards. I already Said he was real nervous around the media. He could face Hank Aaron and Willie Stargell and everyone else with no problem, but facing the media was his biggest problem, his biggest fear. See, the first appearance of George Foster in a Reds uniform. A couple good in-action cards. Like that Davy Concepcion. And another Johnny Bench show off. There's his 72 card. And I got the in-action card graded too, so. Then I got the Pete Rose cards graded. There's his regular card and his in-action card. See, Cesar Geronimo, one of his first Reds card, part of the grade 8, and real card I'm real happy to have is the traded card of Joe Morgan when he first got here with the Reds. And we're on to 73. Johnny Bench led the league in home runs and RBIs, and had the leading fireball with Clay Carroll. An old Pete Rose card. I think I've had that since my childhood. See, more World Series cards. They lost to the A's that year, but still some good cards. Got Rose and Foster there. Good Joe Morgan. Tony Perez. Got the Sparky Anderson there. And it's also got Ted Kluszewski, part of my big Clue collection. Got that one graded. My old Johnny Bench from childhood. And his graded card and a 6. I like that Gerald Cheney card. Said I have to do a show. There's a lot of cards from the Giants-Reds game here that are in the 72 and 73 sets for both the Reds and the Giants. Like I said, even though Johnny Bench is from that game. And then 74 with, oops, I forgot I had this 73 Johnny Bench from the World Series graded, and my graded 74 Johnny Bench. Great card of Joe Morgan there. And Pete Rose batting leader card. It's another Sparky Anderson with Ted Kluszewski. Got all-star cards with Bench and Fisk, Joe Morgan and Rod Carew. And Pete Rose and Bobby Mercer. Awesome card of Concepcion there. Tagging someone out, getting ready to tag someone out at the second base bag. Let's see. Oops, I had a 74 Tony Perez graded. And I got Fred Norman. It's in my Hall of Fame set. So that's his graded card from that set. Yeah, I also got a Fred Norman from 74. You got some rookie cards. Ken Griffey Sr.'s rookie card. And Ed Armbruster and Dick Bailey. Got the checklist card with all the facsimile autographs. One of my favorite sets. It's 75. They've included the Reds and the MVPs. Got Frank Robinson there, Johnny Bench in a couple, and Pete Rose. And I got my 75 Pete Rose. Only one I got in the SGC. And then I also have the Ken Griffey 75. Right, and there's Johnny Bench again in the RBI leaders. So you got Tony Perez. Love the coloring there, the yellow and blue. So you got the Ed Armbruster rookie card with Fred Lynn. I've had that since childhood. And I got one mini for the Tony Perez, the 75 minis. That's my only one, but didn't have anywhere else to put it, so I threw it in here. Run to 76. Got the father-son duo, Gus and Buddy Bell. Johnny Bench and Tony Perez with the RBI leaders. Joe Morgan with the stolen bases. Oops, I forgot to show my 75 Johnny Bench. I'm just flying by the seat of my pants here, so since I showed the 75, we got the 76. Show that one. And then the 76 RBI leaders with Bench and Perez. And we got the playoffs and World Series, which they did win this year. And I do have the AL National League champs graded. I'm real disappointed they didn't do the game by game of the 75 World Series like they did in other years, because that's one of the best World Series ever. And they should have had individual cards. I would have loved to see the Fisk home run card from that Game 6. Okay, got a few here. Got Pat Zachary rookie and Santo Alcantara. See on to the 77, where George Foster's taking the RBI lead. And got another fireman with Raleigh Eastwick. Here's my Johnny Bench and his graded card. And I got Joe Morgan graded. Some of these where I only got graded cards from, I might end up getting some raw cards too, just including the album. But for right now, it's finished, so I'm not going to work on that right now, but one day I might eventually get that. Got the World Series cards. Love that Pete Rose running the bases card. And Cincinnati clinches a second straight series. Let's see. A couple graded cards. I got the Gary Nolan. And Jack Bellingham. Let's see, nice Tony Perez. I love that card. And we're on to 78, where I did get the team card graded. And Pete Rose, most hits by a switch hitter, lifetime. There's Pete Rose. I have it graded. Oh, there it is. I do have it with me. Got that in an 8. Got a bunch of the 78s graded. Here's a Ken Griffey Sr. Pedro Barbone. Joe Morgan. Let's see, Sparky Anderson. George Foster. And of course, my Johnny Bench. I'm kind of looking. I might, if I see one online or something or somewhere, might try to get the whole 78 set graded. Since I've got so many, I picked up a bunch cheap, and if I find more, I'll probably get there. Got George Foster with the home runs and RBIs of the All-Star Shields. There's Mario Soto rookie card, one of my favorite players. I always loved him. First appearance for Tom Seaver. Just traded from the Mets. And there's Ray Knight. Not a big fan of him. He started out as a Red, but later he got traded to the Mets in 1986. Game between the Reds and the Mets. Eric Davis stole third base. Ray Knight, being a cheap player, tried to push him off. Eric Davis turned around and tried to push him off him, and Ray Knight gave him a cheap shot punch in the face and started a big brawl. Go look up the Ray Knight Eric Davis fight on YouTube. It's an all-time classic, but don't like him for that, but I had to include him in the set. Finally, we have the 79 set, the last year of the decade. There's his record breaker card for his 44-game hitting streak. There's the Johnny Bench and the last Johnny Bench graded card from the decade. There's that Ray Knight again. Need to put a big sticker over him, but just kidding. And the last one, there's Ron Oster's rookie card. As you can see, I got the 80s here too. I'm not going to show those. For the 1980 set, I've got them all, but there's a few missing from the set here. I've got them in my complete set, but I haven't got them transferred over to my album. And then I'm missing a couple from the 89 set. But those are cheap and I can pick them up whenever I want. So that's all I got for today. I hope you enjoyed it. Look through the Big Red Machine history for the 80s, or the 70s, I'm sorry. And until next time, peace.